This one, this one, this is S1, this is S2. That is what here we have taken. This is non-serial schedule, this is serial schedule. S1 and S2. One is non-serial and the other one is serial schedule of the same transactions. Let us check the three conditions one by one. First one is initial read. Initial read. What is this initial read? In schedule S1, the transaction T1 first reads the data item X. So we have two data items X and Y. Let us check the initial read operations on data items X and Y. On data item X in transaction T1 in schedule S1 by transaction T1, the first operation on X is read. In S2 also, in S2 also, transaction T1 first read the data item X. So on data item X, the operation is same read operation only, same like S1. Both are matched. Now let us check for the data item Y also. We have another data item Y. In schedule S1, transaction T1 first reads the data item Y. So on data item Y, the first operation is read we have done. So see in S2 also, what is the first operation on data item Y by T1? The first read operation on Y is performed by T1. So here in S1 on data item Y, the transaction T1 performs read operations. So the same we have in S2 also by T1. So reading is the first operation on data item Y. So first initial read that initial read operations on data items X and Y that are matched. So we checked for both data items X and Y and the initial read condition is satisfied in S1 and S2. The first condition met. The second one is final write. In schedule S1, the final write operation on X in schedule S1, the final write operation on X is done by transaction T2. You can observe here final write operation on X by T2. In S2 also, transaction T2 performs the final write on X. Same, let us check for Y also. In schedule S1, the final write operation on Y is done by transaction T2. In schedule S2, final write on Y is done by transaction T2. See here, final write operation. So we checked for both data items X and Y and the final write condition is satisfied in S1 and S2. The first two conditions are satisfied. The last one, update read. In S1, transaction T2 reads the value of X. Transaction T2 reads the value of X returning by T1. So first we are updating the X value. First we are before reading X by T2, first we are writing the X data item. Then only we are reading. In S1, the transaction T2 reads the value of X written by T1 after write. Only read comes. In S2, the same transaction T2 reads the X after it is written by T1 after updating the value of X only the transaction T2 reading the value of X Let us check for the data item y. In S1, transaction T2 reached the value of y written by T1. See here, after writing the y, only we are reading the y. The same transaction T2 reached the value of y after it is updated by T1. See here, after updating y only, we are reading this y operation. So the update read or condition is also satisfied for both the schedules. So all the three conditions are met now. So what is the final result? So since all the three conditions that checks whether the two schedules are view equivalent or satisfied in this example, which means S1 and S2 are view equivalent. Also, we know that the schedule S2 is the serial schedule of S1. Thus, we can say that the schedule S1 is view serializable schedule. So, what we have done in view serializable, what is this view serializable? First, we have taken one example schedule. Then we converted that into a serial schedule, sequential schedule of that same example schedule which we have taken. And then we compared those two non-serial and serial schedules and compared with the three conditions of a view equivalent with both the schedules. So what are the three conditions? Initial read, final write, and update read. If they satisfy three conditions, then the given schedule is view serializable. That is what the final result we get. This is about view serializable.